It was a corporate brunch in a high-end business club. Executives filled the hall with expensive suits, loud conversations and clinking glasses. Waiters rushed from table to table. In the middle of all the chaos, one man quietly walked to an empty table filled with spilled drinks and used plates. Without saying a word, he picked up a napkin and began cleaning. A junior employee nearby noticed and whispered to her colleague, "Who let the janitor into this section?" The other laughed, probably lost. But the man didn't even flinch. He stacked the plates, wiped the surface, and stood quietly. What no one knew was, within the next hour, the company's CEO would be on his knees in front of this silent man. A senior manager saw the man and frowned. "You, this is a private event." Still calm, the man replied, "Just tidying up." "I don't care," the manager snapped. "Security will escort you." As two guards walked toward him, a staff member from the kitchen peeked out and gasped. "Wait," she whispered, pointing at the man. "That's Keanu Reeves." The guards paused, confused. The manager scoffed. "What? The movie guy?" By then, the man had already finished cleaning and started walking toward the exit. A hush spread through the hall. Phones started coming out. One executive began muttering, "He was on our guest list, wasn't he?" Panic started to creep in, but the real moment of truth hadn't come yet. Downstairs, the CEO had just arrived, unaware of what was happening. As he stepped out of his black car, his assistant rushed up. "Sir, there's been a mistake." The CEO frowned. "What kind?" "Your keynote speaker. Someone just insulted him upstairs." The CEO blinked. "We don't have a speaker." The assistant hesitated. "You agreed last week. A quiet guest appearance. Keanu Reeves." The CEO's face went pale. He turned and ran, literally ran, up the marble steps toward the hall. But Keanu was already at the lobby door, ready to leave. And then it happened. The CEO burst into the lobby, panting. "Mr. Reeves, please, wait." Keanu turned slowly, his face still calm. "I'm sorry," the CEO said. "They didn't know. I didn't inform the team properly." Keanu just nodded. "No. Harm done." "No," the CEO said, stepping forward. "It's more than that. You came to speak about humility, didn't you?" Keanu paused. "I didn't come to speak," he replied. "I came to observe." The CEO looked stunned. "Then, why were you cleaning?" Keanu replied. "Because it needed to be done. That's what leadership is." Silence. Deep, piercing silence. But what happened next made headlines. The CEO stepped forward and did something no one expected. He knelt in front of everyone in his designer suit. He bowed his head and said, "You've taught me more in 10 minutes than a business book ever could." Gasps echoed across the room. Executives froze. Cameras clicked. Keanu gently reached out and helped him up. "Stand," he said. "Leadership isn't about position. It's about action." The CEO nodded, speechless. The staff member who mocked Keanu earlier quietly slipped into the crowd, ashamed. But Keanu had no interest in blame. He had one more reason for being there. The assistant approached. "Mr. Reeves, we've prepared your speaking notes, if you'd still like to address the team." Keanu looked at the paper, then folded it and put it away. "I'll speak," he said, but not with words. He walked back into the hall, went to the same dirty table, and poured water into an empty glass. Then he raised it gently and said, "This is what's left when ego is cleared from the table." He placed the glass down. No one clapped, not because they weren't moved, but because they were too moved. People looked down, reflecting. And Keanu? He just smiled softly. But there was one final message he wanted to leave behind. As he walked, out of the hall, a young intern ran after him. "Sir," he said, holding a notebook, "can I ask why you came alone? No assistance, no security?" Keanu stopped. "Because respect doesn't come with an entrance. It comes with how you exit." The intern smiled and wrote that down. The CEO ordered a plaque to be placed in the lobby with the words, "Leadership isn't about being noticed, it's about noticing." If this story stayed with you, then subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, because more powerful stories like this one are on the way, and they might just change how you lead.